Here we go now.
Happy Monday. Happy Easter Monday. Happy Passover. Yes, I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday yesterday. OMG. What is going on? I just realized they premiered the episode Real Housewives of Atlanta on Easter, where everyone was with their families doing things. People were busy. I'm just giving them the heads up on an excuse if the ratings aren't great. People were busy. Who was with their family yesterday? Who was at, making Easter dinner and having bun on cheese? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How did you guys feel about the premiere episode for Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let me know. But before we even get into that, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to like today's video. Be sure to subscribe. It is a subscribers only live chat, right? I think so. I can't remember everything. And I know I said I wasn't going to work over the weekend, but if you saw the content, I did work over the weekend. I released a new episode of Club Kempire. So if you're a Club Kempire Apple Podcast baddie, go listen to the new episode. I released a quick short form recap and review of Brandy's new book, Phases. I also talked about that on Club Kempire. What else did I do? I did a video. This morning, I dropped a new video talking about Brandy. Another clip has been circulating over the weekend in regards to what she mentions about working with Darkchild and his comments about Beyonce. So if you missed any of that, I've already pinned this morning's video in the live chat here on YouTube. It's been a busy weekend, even when I'm trying not to be as busy. I did go to Nordstrom, though, over the weekend and got some new shoes. Yeah. Look, can I treat myself? I work hard. So I did a little shopping. Okay, I got two pairs of shoes. I work hard, okay? Jasmine, excuse me. I got a frog in my throat. Jasmine, happy anniversary. 14 months of being a member here on the channel. Happy Easter Monday, everyone. Happy Easter to you. Appreciate you. Shout out to all our members. And thank you to the 158 of you that have already liked the video. I appreciate that. That is so important for the algorithm, but it also allows you to find other content creators that are talking about Real Housewives or talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I will not be talking about Real Housewives of Rhode Island today. I did watch the episode, but tomorrow I will talk about that and Summer House. So is this a soft launch for Tuesday Takeover? Well, no promises. No promises. But tomorrow I will talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I have thoughts. All right? Exactly. Latanya says, treat yourself. And I did. Oh, my goodness. All right. Thank you, Cece. Cece says, Kempire, treat yourself. You deserve it. Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. All right. If you had to rate the premiere episode, season 17 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta premiered last night on Bravo. If you had to rate it from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I know those of you that are on Twitch and on X and on Facebook do not have the live chat poll, but if you're on YouTube, vote in the live chat poll. But if you're watching on Twitch, or if you're watching on X, or if you're watching on Facebook, let me know how you would rate this week's episode. I thought that, okay, initially, last night when I was watching it, I rewatched it again this morning. I was like, it doesn't feel like I'm watching a reality show. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I felt like I was watching like a sitcom. And I don't know if I should be feeling that way when watching a reality show. But there were some moments that made me laugh and giggle to myself. The Simon Gobadia jump scare. The editors are having a good old time with that Simon Gobadia jump scare. Don't be surprised if Simon threatens illegal action for using his likeness on the show. I'm sure they intentionally did it the way that they did, and maybe public photos they used. But that was so scary. I was like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that to us. But it was funny. It was definitely funny. And Simon, you got scammed. You got bamboozled by Porsha Peach Juice Landia Williams. Because we have to remember, some people were like, well, no, that's her home. Well, no. Simon bought that home with his own money. He just put it in the prenup that she could possibly get this home. And that's why he was fighting the prenup. I don't know why he was fighting the prenup. Why did you even put that in the prenup? So Porsha is now in the home, filming in the home, getting turned out by the stud in the home. Do you guys think that there was anything that really happened between her and Mike? Mike is a cute man. I'm not gonna even hold you. They would actually have been a cute couple. But I was not getting any sort of real, like, sexy time between them. I wasn't getting it. And I know you're going to say this, Kempire, you didn't feel like Simon Gobadia and Porsha had any sexy time either. I still don't believe that. Do you? Do you? Especially when you look at the timeline of when Mike and Porsha maybe have gotten together. I agree with him. She nailed and bailed. I think it was a jump off situation and she needed a man for the new season. And she was auditioning possible suitors for this season. Mike was one of them, and it just ended up being Sway. Right? Shay? No, Sway. It ended up being Sway who won. She was like, you know what? I've done the man thing before. They're always calling me a lesbian, so I'm going to bring Sway on, and Sway's going to be my stud for the season. We haven't met yet, Sway. But those of you that saw Mike in the preview already reported back to us that he was on a season of Ready to Love. So all of you already thinking to yourself, something ain't right. Hold on. Nicole says, wasn't Mike on King of Queens? King of Queens? What do you mean? You mean King's Court? No, right? Or King of Queens? Wait, was he on King of Queens too? Is he an actor? Is he an actor? Winter says it's giving Walter. Taurus Moon says that man was rented. There were a few men that were rented at that dinner. A few. Chi-Chi was rented. Black in the Phone, meaning Drew's man, rented. And dare I say, look, awkward silence. Dare I say, K. Michelle, I got my eye on you, K. Michelle. I got my eye on you, K. Michelle, because something about you getting married 2 weeks before started filming. And look, she's known this man for many years. I've already told you that. I've said, no, this man has been around for many years. However, they've been on and off. I just find it interesting timing that you married this man 2 weeks before filming, and Andy Cohen confirms that you were in his DM saying that you would be a perfect Real Housewives of Atlanta. She must have sent him this message like a couple of years ago. I don't know. But y'all know when I just put something out there, it usually comes to fruition. But it's okay. And Kelly's man, there was a bunch of renegades at that damn dinner. Kelly's man, apparently, Trey, everybody in the streets of Atlanta. No, I already know. Ladies in Atlanta, I get it. It's already tough in those streets in Atlanta. Do y'all really think anything's happening between Trey and Kelly? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. RHOA Rent a Season CC said, it was giving that. It was definitely giving that. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy the episode, though. It was okay. it was, I don't know if I could give it a 7 though. Because to me, it was more between like a 6 and a 7, the episode, because I did giggle to myself. I think some of the commentary from K. Michelle made me giggle. I love the bonding friendship, the blooming friendship between K. Michelle and Charles Oakley. It might be the friendship of the season for me. More scenes with those two together because they were cutting up. Okay. K. Michelle says, I like an a-hole. She says he's an a-hole. I want to see more of that budding friendship, to be honest. All right, let's start from the top. So at the top, we see a woman walk in, and I'm telling you, from the side profile, I thought it was Porsha. And maybe that was intentional. Maybe it was intentional for us to be like, who's this walking in? So this woman walks in looking statuesque and looking like Porsha, sits down, and she turns on this television, and we see some previews of what's to come during season 17. Okay? So, we see a moment where Pinky reveals during the season that she was going to file for bankruptcy. So she already talks about it during the season that she's filing for bankruptcy. Okay? Then, when they're showing all these different previews, at the end of the preview, Cynthia turns around and she says, now what else is going on? I was like, I wasn't ready for that, but I was like, I like it. Did anyone else like that? First of all, Cynthia looks amazing. Okay, she looked up. I was like, wait a minute, I thought that was Porsha. But when Cynthia turned around and was just like, now what else is going on? I said, okay, Cynthia, because I will tell you this. When they were all at the dinner table and they were all going back and forth, I had that same feeling that I had last season with Cynthia and the rest of the group. I was just like, I don't know if Cynthia fits in with this new cast of women. And it's not a bad thing, Cynthia. It's just more so, I just don't know if you vibe with the Thotlandia of it all, with these women. I don't know. But what I did appreciate was Cynthia's commentary in her confessional. So I was like, no, Cynthia stays. Cynthia stays. But I'm still not 100% sure. But Cynthia gets activated this season. She revealed on her podcast. So we shall see how that all plays out. Maybe Cynthia will continue to play the role that we said, more like a chaperone for these ladies. But my favorite part at the top of the episode, when she turned around and says, now what else is going on? I was like, okay, Cynthia, I see you. So, of course, they start off this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta with some home scenes. We get a home scene with Phaedra and her son, and he's saying that you should date Drake. He's rich. And then she says to him, I'm rich too. Okay. How exactly does Phaedra make her money besides reality television? I mean, she never was hurting. That's the one thing I have to give Phaedra. Unlike some of these other housewives, when they leave Real Housewives or reality television, it seems like, the money seems a little funny. But Phaedra never kind of gave that. So it was sort of like, But then I think about Angela Stanton, and then I'm like, Things that make you go, Say it with me, y'all. Things that make you go, It's okay. It's so crazy to see her sons getting grown now. All right. Then we see a scene with Kelly taking her daughter to college. First of all, Kelly, you did that. I mean, no matter how you want to feel, if it's gaudy or tacky or whatever, the way that she decorated her daughter's dorm room, I mean, she's only there for a few months, but who cares? Like, I think it was cute. Okay. I thought it was cute. But I was like, all right. I know you guys are saying the funeral business. She doesn't own that business, y'all. She doesn't own that business. And y'all saying a lawyer. Okay. What cases have you seen besides that one reality case where the guy came out from Love and Hip Hop and was like, she won. Okay. Y'all think y'all know these people's money. But okay. The streets be talking. Okay. Miss Alex says the dorm was absolutely stunning. I was like, wow, that the amount of effort, because when you see her roommate's side, that looked sort of like, like a normal dorm room. But on her daughter's side, I'm like, oh, okay. She went all out for her daughter, her Taurus daughter. All right. All right. All right. So damn, not in caps. Season with the sap says, win a case. She won one. All right. She won one. And now she's representing Kelly. And she looks like she's winning there. She got that man locked up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Funky says, Phaedra's son will always be the cute kids we first met to me. Here's the thing. That's where I feel like Rhode Island is sort of reshaping Real Housewives and rejuvenizing Real Housewives. And we'll talk more about this tomorrow because we're seeing these women that are in their 30s with young kids. So it's a little different. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Dr. Jen says Kelly is meh. I can see why people are on the fence with Kelly, but I'm like, Kelly is not bad. She's tacky. Like her fashion is tacky. She's a little loud, but I can see why she was casted. But we shall see. I have more to say in regards to Kelly. So Kelly takes her daughter to college. Of course, that's a very emotional thing for her. Okay, I thought she did a good job with that dorm room, especially when you're just doing one half of the dorm room. It's just like, woo! Especially when you see the other side, you're like, there's a stark difference. And I know that poor kid is probably like, I guess my mama don't love me. She didn't do all this for me. All right, it's all right. It's all right, young child. Okay. Way of Keys is a little loud. Dina says Kelly is too loud. Oh my goodness. Foggy says Rhode Island was refreshing. Love Black Dolo with this group more. Really? We barely see Dolo with this group. Raphael says, stop hating on Atlanta, Kempire. When you say hating on Atlanta, are you talking about the city or are you talking about the show? Just clarify. Are you talking about the city or are you talking about the show? His Bookie Bear, I want to talk about this too. His Bookie Bear says, I get the condoms, but why are we gifting champagne to a minor? Not only that, pregnancy test. Why are we doing that? I don't. But that's Shamea being cringe. That's Shamea. We'll get back to that. I haven't gotten to that part yet. All right. So we see Angela and Charles at home. I feel like we've seen this scene before because we talked about it already here on the channel when we got a preview of it, but we'll revisit. So Angela and Charles are at home and she's actually barbecuing and making the burgers. You know, Charles is usually the one that does the cooking. So she makes him this burger. He bites into it. First of all, the whole platter situation looked so sad. From the chips to the three pieces of watermelon. Okay. And then the dry burger. That burger looked dry as hell. But he said it was good. And then he takes it up and he shows it to the camera. I was like, oh, wait, are we breaking the fourth wall? All right, Charles. All right, Charles. But that burger looked dry as hell. So Angela brings up Charles's comments on the podcast where he basically said that he believes someone might have put something in his drink and that's why he got married. I know we've gone back and forth in regards to Charles and if he loves Angela. Look, you like it, we love it for you. Some of you get Charles's humor. Sometimes I feel like he takes it a little too far. I get the little banter between husband and wife or, you know, in a relationship. But sometimes I think he takes it too far. Like on the podcast where he says, someone must have put something in my drink. And I'm like, now, Charles, that might be a little too much. So Angela's like, she's done with the rumors this year. She's done with if he's with the candy lady, if he's wearing pink curlers. She's like, she's not getting involved. So she's already setting up for this season. Like if y'all going to try and come at her with any sort of rumors, she's not taking it in. And I'm glad because I felt like Angela went out a little sad at the end of last season, bringing on that guy onto the show. And I was like, come on, Angela. Like, this is just too much. Okay. This is too much. What did you guys think about their confessionals? I feel like Kelly had the worst confessionals. Like the fashion is not fashioning for me. So Kelly's confessional looks were not my favorites at all. I feel like Shamea looked great, but at the same time, I feel like Shamea was playing dress up in some of the looks. Porsha looked amazing. Porsha looked really, really good in all of her confessionals. She already gave us, what, I think like 4 different confessional looks. Porsha looked really, really good in her confessionals. Angela looked really, really good in her confessionals. Drew looked really good in her confessionals. I'm trying to remember all of her looks. She had a bunch of different looks too. Drew looked really good in her confessionals. For the most part, the confessionals were looking good. Phaedra looked good in her confessionals too. And Cynthia looked good in her confessionals. Here's the thing. One thing I don't like about the confessionals that they haven't perfected, because this is the same production team from Real Housewives of Dubai, and they were able to get the green screen modifications to their homes, to the portions of the person's bodies, perfected in Dubai. So I'm so shocked that in Atlanta we're not able to perfect it, because sometimes I'm looking at them and it's like I could tell this is a green screen. Like the furniture is almost as the same size as the person. I'm like, it's not supposed to look that way. So they haven't really perfected that just yet. I know what they're trying to do is what they did in Dubai and show show the full body. But yeah. Raphael said everyone looked good. T says Kelly's confessionals were funny, meaning like her commentary, right? Or her looks too. Okay. Aisha says that K Michelle looked AI in regards to her body, herself, or her background. Tiara says that Shamea too much makeup and the short wig doesn't look right. I like Shamea with her short hair. She's actually one of the ones that can actually rock short and long hair. But it was definitely giving costumey in a way, like some of her looks. Jesse says the backdrops look weird. Yeah, they haven't perfected that yet. All right. Camille says, can we talk about the lighting on Shamea in her confessionals? Which, Black people, we need proper lighting. But this is a Black team of editors and production. So I'm actually surprised that we're not able to master the lighting. Just saying. Oh, her body. K Michelle's body looked like AI? Well, Ashley says the backgrounds look a bit off, which I don't understand, because we talked about that last season. I would have thought they would have perfected that. And that makes me wonder, like, from behind the scenes, because you guys did a great job in Dubai with doing that. So someone said the mohawk is hideous. The one in the scene, the mohawk that she's sporting, Shamea. All right. I gotta shave. My beard is all going in my mouth. Lord. All right. Crystal says I hated Shamea's mullet. It looked a little messy too. Shamea has not gone from being cringe yet for me, because I've said Shamea gives cringe a lot. That hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about the new episode, the first episode, the premiere episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Today's live is brought to you by our friends over at Factor. Okay, I get it. It's not a new year, but it can still be a new you. As you know, we've partnered with Factor many, many times, and this is no different. But let me paint a picture for you. Hunger strikes, and you're exhausted. I know it, especially on a busy day. There's something healthy in your fridge or pantry that you should be making, but you don't have it in you. Relatable, right? For me, eating healthy isn't a willpower problem. It's a setup problem, until I found Factor. As you know, I have a busy schedule. Sometimes there's breaking news and I do not have the time in me to cook that meal or prepare for that meal. With Factor, I'm hitting my nutrition goals this season without the planning, grocery shopping, or cooking. What I also love about Factor is that you're getting great quality meals, dietitian approved meals. Factor has meals built around your goals, whether that's weight loss, overall nutrition, more protein, or GLP-1 support. For strength and workout recovery, check out Factor's Muscle Pro collection. As I've mentioned many times before, Factor meals are crafted with functional ingredients from lean proteins, colorful veggie, whole foods, and healthy fats. Factor bans 175 plus ingredients, no artificial colors, no sweeteners, no high fructose corn syrup, and no refined seed oils. And most importantly, convenience. Ready in 2 minutes, Factor shops, preps, cooks, and delivers straight to your door, so you have more time for everything you love this spring. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire 50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See website for more details. More details on Factor and your discounts will be available in the description. Thanks, Factor. And we're back. Shout out to Factor. More information on Factor will be available in the description. Let me say thank you because we had a couple of super chats as well. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about the premiere episode, season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on the premiere episode. If you're part of the replay crew, don't forget you can also hear our recaps on the Kempire podcast. Okay. Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for the super chat. Young Eartha Kid says, I'm literally watching the episode right now. I'm here for K. Michelle. Hilarious, especially with Charles. Like their little kiki together made me so made me giggle to myself. I just know she'll be reading all season and why Drew had that man on FaceTime for so long beyond me. Like we're watching minutes of it, but they're filming for hours. And he's on the FaceTime the entire time just grinning. Just grinning. Okay. Drew. I can't. Shadrika, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Shadrika says, I don't know if it's just me, but Drew and this elongated divorce kills me. She needs to go. She has nothing to offer. Yeah, because she apparently Ralph is still in the basement. As we know now, though, they've finalized their divorce, but I'm thinking this is going to be a part of her storyline. Does that mean we're going to see Ralph this season? I hope not. Because speaking of cringe, he makes me cringe. Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for another super chat. Young Eartha Kid says, Shamea is still cringy AF with Kelly not too far behind. And them in scenes together, it's like, oh my gosh, because they're both loud. I can't imagine being in their presence. At least at home, I can control their volume. But yeah, Shamea is still cringy AF with Kelly not too far behind. Drew is grasping at straws. I don't know why Pinky is here yet. And Miss Angela looks fab and is. Yeah. Look, yeah. I think Angela fits into what people loved about Real Housewives of Atlanta. A lot of people say that if she was with the OG crew, she would have fit perfectly in. That's the energy that Angela gives. And I think that's what people miss about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Miss Parker said that Shamea is the Countess of Cringe. I think we need to just... Can I steal that, Miss Parker? She is the Countess of Cringe. She is, and I don't think she can help it. That's why I said I don't know if Shamea should come back this season. I get why she wants to come back. She wants that paycheck. She wants her own money. She has wanted to be on this show for a very long time. But look, I don't think it's going to change, y'all. I don't think it's going to change. Rosanna says, love Angela. Antho says, I'm glad that Porsha chin checked Kelly. Yeah, at the end of the episode. We'll get to that. All right. So in the next scene for the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, we have Porsha meeting up with K. Michelle. So K. Michelle is being introduced to the group via Porsha. They've worked on a movie together. They've known each other. They've seen each other around town. People have said that they look alike, depending on the pictures. Depending on the pictures. So we get to know a little bit more about K. Michelle, her pursuits of music, and now trying to do country music. What I could have done without was Porsha trying to teach us that Black people started country music. I would have rather had K. Michelle give us that lesson, not from 265 days of the year, Underground Railroad was a real railroad lady. I'm sorry. I did her trying to teach us about country music. Like Porsha, you just learned that from probably one of the content creators that were talking about Beyonce. Okay. Oh, I have something on my mustache. Oh, that's my shake. Look. Let me take another one. Lord, sorry, y'all. So, her trying to teach us about country music. I'm like, please just let K. Michelle teach us, please. All right. Moving on from that. So then K. Michelle talks about creating her country album, how long she's wanted to create her country album. If you've been following her career for a very long time, then you already know about this. I'm looking forward to the country music. We've only heard singles here and there. We haven't gotten the country album just yet. But she's really been working steadily behind the scenes and in front of the scenes in Nashville, trying to solidify herself as a country artist. She's performed on those country stages. She's performed and written for other country artists in the industry. Okay. So moving on from there. K. Michelle revisits that Beyonce sent her a bouquet of flowers during the whole Cowboy Carter tour. And in the message, Beyonce says, "I can't wait to meet you." But they haven't met each other. I would have thought that during the Cowboy Carter tour, that's when it would have happened. You know what I mean? So if Beyonce wants to meet somebody, Beyonce's going to meet somebody. So I'm surprised that hasn't happened. Or has it? I don't recall. I feel like I would have seen those photos or something, right? So Porsha confirms that her divorce is final. And she says, she went through a long, very public and messy divorce. It's still not over. I mean, the divorce is over, but the messiness of that divorce is not over. I won't be surprised because of this new episode that Simon will be on social media talking about them filming in his home. I mean, how would you feel though? I mean, I'm on the fence about this because Simon, I feel like, has a little bit of a scamation to himself, but he also agreed to this setup in the prenup. So it's hard for me to feel sorry for Simon and I don't feel sorry for Simon, but at the same time, I'm like, he actually paid the money for this house. So Porsha is now using this house as a set for her life. So, and she's not paying any, well, no, she says she's paying all the bills, but maybe that's why she had to sell the house that she had her mama in. So where's her mama? Because I didn't see her mama in the house. A. Rich says that it's no longer his home, which is kind of crazy. $7 million home. I mean, part of me sort of like, go Porsha. He thought he was going to scam you. And she scammed him. She's got the house. All right. Oh, Adidas says, but Porsha has to finish paying for the house. Jokes on her. Oh, damn. Well, she's got to pay for everything, and that they're literally in some like a battle because he's supposed to be paying her monthly support for like over a year, and he hasn't paid that because he's out the country. Miss Melvin Magic says in regards to Porsha's mom, he says that she's somewhere eating pizza on Simon's bed. Wow. Simon, picture this. Porsha's got that new stud in your house, and she's getting look, she's getting slayed by Sway in your marital bed. Simon. Dang, and you got deported. Look. Damn. Woo, 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 Simon. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 Simon. Porsha's getting slayed by Mike, by Sway, and who else? We don't know. In that bed. In your home that you bought with your money. That's karma. Look, that's karma. Okay. All right. Ew. So K. Michelle reveals to Porsha that she, I'm married. She's like, I'm married now. She's like, I got married. We went to the Justice of the Peace like 2 weeks ago. Okay. Cece says Kempire is being so messy. Please don't conjure up Simone/Simon. Well, is it my fault? I'm recapping a show. I'm telling you my innermost thoughts that I'm thinking about. Okay, that's the whole point of this review. Don't you want to know my real thoughts? You don't want me to hold back. You want to know what I'm thinking as I'm watching this episode. Dr. Miss Dr. Missani says, Kempire instigating with Simon is killing me. Y'all know y'all were thinking it. Yo Finance Auntie, thank you for being a member for 2 months. She says, Kemp, not you siding with Peach Juice. And I'm not trying to get unblocked. I'm not. It would be funny for me to get unblocked again and then blocked, because she's going to inevitably block me again. Porsha is sensitive. Okay? Production, I know you're watching. Tell her to unblock me, because I think it's funny. Okay? I think it's funny. And when she unblocks me, I'm going to tag her and make a video like, Porsha, thank you for unblocking me. Let's try this season. Let's try again, Porsha. Let's try again this season. Let's see if we can stay on the same page. I got your back this season, Porsha. We are part of the Ligga Bigga Tigga crew together. You come on. You're now with Sway. You're part of the community.
How you doing?
All right. That Simon was a jump scare, Taurus Moon. And they did it multiple times, but I appreciate it. To me, that made me giggle. All right. All right. Back to this. So K. Michelle reveals that she got married a couple weeks ago, which in my head, I'm just pointing it out. I'm not saying anything just yet. Okay? I'm not saying just yet. Let me put on my glasses and look at you like Dr. Eugene over my glasses. Okay? I'm not saying nothing, but the clues, K. Michelle. K. Michelle's a water sign too. What is she, a Pisces? She gonna block me too. She follow me and then she gonna block me. K. Michelle, you're not that sensitive. No, she is that sensitive. K. Michelle is that sensitive. K. Michelle, we've known each other for many years. I gotta call a thing. All right, so buckle up. Exactly, Miss Parker. Miss Parker says, "Wait a minute, you might be unblocked because it's a new season, Kempire." We shall see. We shall see how this plays out. Raphael. Here go Raphael starting. Raphael says, I agree, Porsha. Please unblock Kempire. Come on. Jermaine says, don't do us Pisces, Kemp. I'm just saying you guys can be a little sensitive. All the water signs. Okay, Portia's a Cancer. She's very sensitive. And K. Michelle's a Pisces. Okay. SW says she is sensitive. We know this already. I don't know if she's prepared for the Bravo universe, though, because she's going to be real sensitive. Look, Raphael says, we're going to start a coalition. I agree, Porsha. Please unblock. For those that might be new here, we don't care about being blocked, but we do find it funny when we do get blocked. Please understand. We find it very funny. Okay? It doesn't hurt my feelings in the least bit at all. Okay? Oh, okay. Pageant Mommy says, I believe you're blocked because of your chat, not you per se. It could be. Maybe people keep tagging her. That's what you guys got to stop doing on Instagram. Stop tagging these people in the comment section. CD says, free Kempire. Don't play. Oh, Lord. Here it come. That's all y'all getting. Okay? That's all y'all getting. Okay? All right, moving on. So K. Michelle and Porsha are talking about Portia's party that she's about to throw. And she's like, that's when K. Michelle reveals that she just got married. And Porsha says, everyone's going to bring their relationships or their situationships, and she's in the situationship. So Porsha confirms that her and Shamea are no longer best friends. And because K. Michelle said, oh, your best friend, Shamea, you're inviting your best friend. Porsha understands the game of the show. So that's the only reason why Porsha is inviting Shamea. She does not want to. If this was real life, Porsha is not going to hang out with Shamea. However, for the show, she understands she's not going to be a block for the show. So that's why she's inviting Shamea. And that's why she'll be able to get along with Shamea. She understands. Which I can appreciate. She's not going, because honestly, based on how the reunion ended, I could have seen Porsha just being like, I'm done with her. Okay? Danielle says, just checked. She's still not following you. That's not what we were. She never followed me, Danielle. She never followed me. But she unblocked me last season, Porsha. What we're saying, she would never follow me. Okay? She would never follow me, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I honestly prefer it because I'm still gonna talk my talk. Okay. All right. So Porsha says that she confirms that her and Shamea are no longer bestie westies. All right. K Michelle talks about her reputation in Atlanta. She actually gets really emotional about it. And you forget that she had lived and had businesses and things like that in Atlanta. And she says that she feels like the women in Atlanta were mean girls to her. And she said that it's a mean girl city. Okay. So Daniel says, I thought she unblocked and followed. No, you're not following. You're not paying attention. She never followed. Okay. She just unblocked. Okay. Anyway, we've digressed. Can we move on? Thank you. All right. So K Michelle gets really emotional talking about being in Atlanta and coming back to Atlanta because for the most part, again, another thing that's kind of made me looking at K Michelle, like you just want to be on this show to promote your project, which I get, I understand completely. But K Michelle lives in Nashville. She hasn't lived in Atlanta in a long time, but she had lived in Atlanta. She was on a show based in Atlanta. Okay. So she talks about how she felt like there's a lot of women in Atlanta that she's had beef with, and she called it a mean girl city and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then we go to the scene with Kelly and Shamea at Shamea's house. Shamea and Kelly are now BFFs. And this is what Shamea says in her confession. She says, she is my BFF, best friends for forever. Okay. So Kelly talks about taking her daughter to college and how emotional that was for her. Shamea is putting together a basket for Kelly's daughter, and she's putting alcohol in it. And she's like, what were you doing in college? Yeah, but we do not want to encourage that. This is why you're the Countess of Cringe, Shamea, because yeah, she's gonna drink and things like that, but she's a Taurus. Her daughter's a Taurus. Y'all are assuming a lot. My mother didn't have to worry about me one bit when I was in college. I didn't start drinking until I was actually 21. Her daughter's a Taurus. I'm not saying that she won't, because there are some Tauruses that are going to have a good old time too, okay, before 21. However, Kelly, you don't have to worry about your daughter. That's the one child you do not have to worry about. Now those twins don't play. Which they can't be shown on the show because of the ex-husband. Y'all saw that they blurred out the photos. So apparently, Shamea and Kelly have been hanging out a lot with their kids and things like that, and they showed pictures of that, but they had to blur out the kids. Okay, exactly. Not all kids are wild childs, and now you're trying to encourage it, Countess of Cringe, Shamea. But here's the thing: the alcohol was cringy. The condoms, not so much. The condoms, I was like, okay, no, you should give her condoms. But then the pregnancy test, I was like, what are we doing here? It was weird. But Kelly is a little cringy herself. Okay. So she was okay. She was okay with it. She was like, wait till your daughter Shia goes to college and what I'm going to put in her basket. Okay. So Shamea reveals that she now has a rum company in Grenada, and she's saying that Gerald has invested 6 figures into her music career. She's still pursuing her music, but she wants to be able to give more into this relationship. I never got from Shamea that she was just sort of like this gold-digging wife, because Shamea has tried for a long time to do her own thing. She's done the music. She's done the reality space. She's done hosting. She's done all kinds of things. So I never really got from Shamea that she was just sitting at home spending up Gerald's money. Okay. So they talk about Porsha inviting all of them to her home, Simon's home. Okay. So Kelly has a big reaction to this. She's like, she's having a party in his home? That's kind of interesting. Like Porsha's like screwing people in Simon's home? I mean, when you think about it, you're like, oh, yeah, that is a little interesting. But that's what she got in the divorce. She got a home. Okay. All right. Gerald, when asked about it, you could already tell Gerald was thinking about an excuse. You saw when Shamea said to Gerald, Portia's inviting us to the home for a couple's dinner. And you could already tell he was thinking of the excuses. Very much it was giving Angel and Bobby. It was definitely giving Angel and Bobby on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I was just like, yeah, Gerald does not want to be on the show. And I can't blame him. But are we going to be making excuses for Gerald not to be on this show in group events all season? It seems like it because even Cynthia later on in her confessional is just like, why is Drew concerned about Gerald not coming? We all assumed that he wasn't coming. So, and I get it. He's probably going to show up for her to film certain scenes and then there'll be like one-on-one scenes, but he doesn't want to do reality television. And I can't blame him. Rafi says, that's Portia's house. 100. Is her name on the deed? Probably not. All right. Mitch says, Gerald ain't never around. And I honestly don't believe that Gerald is never around because he doesn't love his wife. I believe Gerald does not want to be on reality television. And the times that we do see him, he's doing it for Shamea. But Shamea, I know you value your family and your relationship over reality television. I'm questioning that, though. Anthony says, I'm Cynthia. I wasn't expecting Gerald to go. And based off of that scene that they showed us, I was like, yeah, Gerald ain't going. So do you think that Gerald's excuse that he got stuck somewhere? I don't believe that. Gerald was at home in one of the many closets, one of the many closets or rooms over there at the estate. He was home. She was like pretending like like Gerald wasn't home. Gerald was upstairs, probably in the theater that they have. All right. Hey, House of the Princess. She says Gerald didn't even want Shamea on the show. But now he's letting her do it. Letting her letting her do it. All right. So she okay, so Kelly and Shamea react to Porsha having this home this party in Simon's home. Okay? So then we transition to the Mystic Islander. The most of the episode is at this dinner. Okay, the rest of the Real Housewives of Atlanta's episode was at this dinner. So this Mystic Island dinner that Porsha doesn't even remember what the name of the dinner was. Okay, so Cynthia arrives and Cynthia has this weird phone cover with because you know her man has dreads, LaPrince, and it's a weird phone cover that does look like a voodoo doll. I was like, Cynthia, what is this? What is going on? And then LaPrince was on the FaceTime. Not LaPrince, everybody's man is on FaceTime. LaPrince, though, Cynthia has a viable excuse. Her man lives in Amsterdam. So he's probably not there during filming. So I understand why he's not there. And she's also a friend of the show, so she doesn't need to bring a man around. All right, so Cynthia shows us her voodoo doll of LaPrince, okay? The editors, this is when we get the jump scare of, so it's a beautiful home though. You know, we love looking at property. It's a beautiful home. And people are arriving. They're all looking like, oh my God, this is such a beautiful home. So the editors add Simon walking through the home. First of all, there was a jump scare of just a photo of Simon, but you don't really see him, but it's sort of like behind like this white image. And it's like a photo of Simon. And then they show Simon walking through. But it's like the ghost of Simon walking through the home. I was like, oh my God, what is this? What is this, honey? Okay. Because it was funny though. I will say that it was definitely funny. It was definitely a jump scare though. I'm sorry, Simon. Jump scare. I wonder if Simon's going to file like a lawsuit or something. What do y'all think? I don't know. Angel says that LaPrince lives in Amsterdam, has a successful music career. Yeah, he's busy. He's booked and busy. So I understand. But again, she's only a friend of the show. I didn't expect her to bring a man. At least we know she has a real man. Some of these other ladies, I don't know what's happening. All right, Mr. Melamac said, I laughed. Regina says, it was hilarious. I was like, I was not prepared for that. I thought, especially with him being so litigious, that they were not going to mention Simon's name. I thought they weren't going to show an image of Simon. But the fact that they did that, I'm sure they spoke with their lawyers. Can we get away with doing this? Because remember, he's been on the show before. So I'm thinking that's the way that they're going to do it. Antho says, I need to rewatch. And Antho, prepare yourself. Because the jump scare of it all. Okay. Teresa said, the ghost had me in stitches. Natasha says, the way I was cackling at the ghost of Simon. Okay. Raphael says, yes, because Simon is thirsty and hungry. Yeah. Miss Alex says he gonna sue. Sue us for watching. Lord have mercy. No, don't sue us. Right. Donna says, Kempire, her not knowing the name of her own event was typical Porsha. It was typical Porsha, but also gives us a scheme that production set up. They came up with all of that. Based on, because we're so judgmental of how these housewives host their things. We have to give Porsha her credit. This actually looked really pretty. The way that she set this up, the whole dinner table, she had people serving everyone. We have to give her tens. I think this was an actually nice event that she hosted. I mean, besides the Renegades, besides that, the aesthetic was really nice. Okay. All right. Or not. You guys will let me know. I thought it was nice. CIUWC says, isn't he deported? Yes. But remember, this was his second deportation. Simon could always come back. Simon could always come back. All right. All right. Especially with this administration, Simon could possibly come back. Buy himself a $5 million citizenship. Is the party now part of her expenses? Probably, Ateka. Probably. She did a good job. All right. Comedy Kennedy says, if Porsha is paying, it's her house. Simon scammed himself out of his own house. I mean, I don't know. She has to be paying something though, like the mortgage or something like that we know of. Because the minute we hear it's in pre-foreclosure, she hasn't paid since Simon left. But remember though, he's the one who put down the collateral to buy it. That's his house. His name is on the deed. I bet you money that her name is not on the deed. But she by the court, she's able to live in it. He put it in the prenuptial agreement. So I'm not mad at Porsha. But I'm still not going to say that's Portia's house. I mean, technically. Well, no, technically, because if she sells it, she still gets a portion of the equity. Okay. Y'all are a mess in the chat. So shout out to Replay Crew. Replay Crew, as you're watching, look at the chat. You'll be able to see the live chat replay. They are a mess. You're missing. That's a whole other part of our live recap. Is the chat, and some of the stuff I missed because I can't see everything. We got how many people in the building? We got nearly 2,000 people in the building watching on multiple platforms. You're right. Mr. Melody Magic says, if Kimora could do it, so can Porsha. If you don't know that story, go Google schmoogle it. Kimora Lee Simmons has been living in this multi-million-dollar Beverly Hills mansion for 5 years, rent-free. I don't think Porsha's that smart. I think Porsha is paying something in order to stay in this house and keep the house up. I don't think she's as smart as Kimora. Kimora is living rent-free in this house. I love that for her. My Taurus sister. Oh my gosh. I mean, what am I supposed to say? All right. Anyway, moving on. So Drew arrives with her date on FaceTime, which is Black, which we heard about Black during last season. So she's on FaceTime with her date. Okay. She's got a virtual date. She then talks about her dating life. And she says, she's been on some dates and she has a friend. Phaedra arrives with Chi-Chi as her date. I don't believe, and look, I know for the Phaedra stans, yeah, there's some of them. I get it. Phaedra said that this relationship with Chi-Chi is not serious. I don't believe that this is a real relationship at all. I don't believe that this is anything besides her having a man to have some sort of storyline to solidify herself on the show. I don't believe that this is anything real. But anyway, K. Michelle brings her husband, and she talks more about their relationship, and she talks about, and I think they wanted to cover themselves because they know that we're going to question, like, well, weren't you just on Queen's Court trying to find a man, K. Michelle, and you talking about now you're married to this man? So she says they were on a break. They've broken up on again, off again. He's done reality show with her before. Well, one of those, was a marriage boot camp? They did that. So she talked about that sort of was letting him know when she did Queen's Court, letting him know that she is, that people still want her. So they're back together and now they're married. Her man is Kastan, however he's a dentist. He's a dentist. So Drew meets K. Michelle. Already, there's some tension between these two. And as you know, there's been some back and forth on social media. We have to remember these confessionals are filmed after the season or towards the end of the season. So I wouldn't be shocked that they had already had some beef, and that's why Drew is being a little shady towards K. Michelle in her confessional. She's like, she was a singer, right? Is she still a singer? And I was just like, okay, what we're not going to do, Drew, I think you have a beautiful voice. I loved your project. But what we're not going to do is try and repaint history like K. Michelle is not a legitimate singer with platinum and gold records, okay? Who can have her own show and have thousands of people there. Let's not do that because people are going to laugh at you, Drew. Okay? You're not in the same league as K. Michelle. All right? Let's not do that. Because remember, she tried to do that in her first season about when it came to YouTube. She was like talking about YouTubers. She's like, is that a job? Like, come on now, Drew. Stop it. She's like, is she still a singer? Yes. Still very much a singer. Okay? Like performing on even her transition to country music. She's performing on stages with multi-million platinum other country singers. Like she's on the CMAs. Like let's not play that game. Like I get it, you're trying to be shady, you're trying to have a moment, but what we're not going to do, especially when it makes you look like a flop. Like calm down. Look, calm down. So she makes that joke. Porsha's friend arrives, Mike. What'd you guys think of Mike? I heard Mike was on Ready to Love. We hear Mike is an actor. Mike is cute though. I could see them together. I could see Porsha being interested in him, but their energy together did not give like we've slept together, right? Or even had multiple dates. Their energy together gave like we may have nailed and bailed, but we haven't really hung out with each other. They didn't seem comfortable together. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I noticed in their interactions throughout the dinner. I was like, it's definitely not giving like we're dating. Namaste J says that Mike is cute. Mike is cute. He has a beautiful smile, beautiful skin, tall, great body. Okay. Look, not paid for play. Ashley says he was rented for the night. That's what it was really giving. I hate to say that with these housewives because it's not like Porsha really needs to pay a man. However, you might need to pay a man in order to do reality television with you. But okay. I don't know if Mike ends up in other episodes, but I have a feeling no, just based off what we've seen with the previews. Jackson says 334. Jackson says Mike's face doesn't match his body. Porsha and that man had a spicy time only. And I think it was maybe that one time. That's the vibe I was getting. I didn't get the vibe that these two knew each other at all, to be honest. But okay. CD says Mike was giving Emmy-worthy acting. He was more convincing than she was. But he's an actor though, right? He's done some acting. But okay. Blaze says she shouldn't have used a reality star. Here's the thing. I think it's hard in Atlanta. I think it would be very hard for her to find someone. She probably should have flew someone in. I think in Atlanta, everybody knows each other. Very much like you saw when Kelly's date walks in. Even K. Michelle, who doesn't live in Atlanta like that anymore, sees this man. She's like, he's been with everybody. He's been through everybody in Atlanta. But okay. So when asked about meeting, how did Mike meet Porsha? His response was that we met through God, and that told me everything that I needed to know. Either you guys met in a very shady way, or this is a scheme that Todd set up for y'all to come to us with the BS. Something about that response where he told me like something you guys met in a shady way. The timeline is already weird because when asked about when did you guys meet, she's like, oh, after the pandemic. Mind you, she was with Simon before the pandemic. She just got a divorce. So when exactly did you guys hook up? The timeline is a little fishy, but I've already told you, I don't believe that Simon and Porsha's relationship, like they were getting it in. Especially, I know they recently dropped this ED lawsuit, the erectile dysfunction lawsuit, especially when you were making those things. Okay? Tiara says, what a lame answer. Exactly. So Brandy says, so Mike is Keely. In a way, it feels that way. I think if we saw more of Mike, if anything, though, I think Mike is smoother than Keely. So he probably would be a little bit more convincing than Keely. Okay. Shonda says, Porsha and Mike were playing in our faces. They were. Guys, we're almost at 700 likes. Today is brought to you by our friends over at Bask and Lather. You guys just gave me a compliment. Hold on. Before I even get to my Bask and Lather, his Bookie Bear says, shout out to Bask and Lather. The beard is bearding. Right? I'm using their beard oil, their beard magic. All that's going on right now. Shout out to Bask and Lather for sponsoring today's. I am always so excited when I can collaborate with a brand, first of all, that's Black owned, but also something that I know you all can benefit from and will love. That's why today's live is brought to you by our friends over at Bask and Lather. So let me tell you a little bit about Bask and Lather and how it even all began. As I mentioned to you before, it's a Black-owned business. When a dermatologist misdiagnosed CEO Shayna's younger sister and said her hair may never grow back, the family took things into their own hands, very much like Black people always do. Today, her hair is down to her hips. Shayna and her mother researched and formulated their own scalp and hair oil to stimulate growth and retain length. And I know what you're probably thinking, Kempire, what do you know about hair? Well, I said I'm going to find a product from this company that I can use. So for those of you, shout out to the guys that follow the channel, or maybe your husbands that are just listening earshot, they have beard remedies as well. So I've been using their beard shampoo, their beard conditioner, their beard oil, their beard magic, which is going to help fill in spots. I've been using it for 3 weeks. So if you see a transformation when it comes to my beard, you know it was at the hands of Bask and Lather. So there are things there for men as well. But more importantly, I know that we have a large audience of women that follow the channel. So I love when we can bring a product that's going to benefit you. Let me tell you a little bit more about Bask and Lather and some of the things that they have on their website. If you're looking for something when it comes to your hair, nourish and hydrate from the inside out with 100% natural ingredients. They have a nourishing hair balm for curly or kinky hair that helps reduce hair breakage and adds shine. When used regularly, users have seen results in about 3 months. Made with ingredients that can penetrate hair strands without clogging pores. Non-greasy formulation with no petroleum or lanolin. They also have hydrating hair mist. Keep any hair type soft and shiny and hydrated. Combines aloe vera and avocado oil to reduce frizz, treat dryness, detangle, and redefine curls. And I took a look at their before and afters, and you would be amazed. From people that have alopecia to dryness of hair to length. The length, I was like, well, maybe I do need to try it. They also have before and after when it comes to thinning hair and shedding of your hair. As I said before, there are multiple before and afters for men as well. These products are for both men and women. I never bring you something here where you can't benefit or get a discount. Explore viral bestsellers and products of healthier hair of all types from Bask and Lather. Go to baskandlatherco.com and use code Kempire for 20% off. That's 20% off at baskandlatherco.com, code Kempire. More details on Bask and Lather will be available in the description. Thanks to Bask and Lather for sponsoring today's live. Shout out to our sponsors. We love it. We love it. Side note, Shan says, y'all think Keely had a hair transplant? He looked different last week. He did something. Maybe he's using Bask and Lather. I don't know. But yeah, he definitely did something. He definitely did something. A Ford says, oh, and Father's Day is coming up. You're right. Not only is Father's Day coming up, because remember, Bask and Lather, there are plenty of assortment of products for both men and women. So Mother's Day is coming up before Father's Day. Just saying. Birthdays are coming up. Taurus season's right around the corner. Just saying. Not for me. I'm just saying. Okay. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The premiere episode happened last night. Happy belated Easter. Happy Easter Monday to everyone. We're recapping and talking about it. If you had to rate this week's episode of Atlanta, I can't even speak, of Atlanta, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? Okay. Nuh-uh. Elle says Bo sponsored a Dubai trip. Lord have mercy. Let me say thank you. We had some super chats. Ludi, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Ludi says, I am watching the episode right now. Why is K Michelle always looking at the camera? We talked about that when we saw the preview. And also Charles Oakley showing the burger to the camera. I was like, what is going on? But okay. Tech Garage, thank you so much for the super chat. Tech Garage says, in order to repair their fractured relationship, Porsha should offer Shamea free lifetime access to her underground railroad train. Okay. Republic of Story, thank you so much for the super chat. Republic of Story says random, but I think Dr. G and Sweet Tea are no more. That is random. Why do you say that? What did you notice? Nick Cannon's 100th child. Thank you for the super chat. Says, I hope Miss Diane shows us how to properly eat pizza, pepperoni pizza. Oh, that sounds good. Pepperoni pizza on people's beds and furniture like Cordell's. I'm sure she will. I'm sure we will see Miss Diane at some point during the season. I'm a little mad. Okay, I'm not mad. The text message between Porsha and Shamea. I don't need a mimed reenactment. Why are we not getting what was said in that text message? And this is where you guys are dropping the ball, because any other city, we're seeing the text messages exchange. And Married to Medicine, we were seeing little things from the text message, even recreated text messages. We're getting a mimed reenaction of what you guys said to each other. Okay. Tamika Love, thank you for the super chat, says, that friendship between Kelly and Shamea won't last. You think? I don't know. I feel like they're both cringy. It might. Tamika, thank you for another super chat. The Simon Spirit had me rolling, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to sue, right? Because just because they may have checked out all the boxes legally doesn't mean that he won't try and sue and get something. Iniva? Is that how you pronounce it? Iniva? Oh, wait. Inni Forever? Thank you for the super chat. Mike, Portia's trophy man, was on season 1 of Ready to Love. He was pursuing acting back then, too. Oh, see, I knew it. It's giving Ren a Man. I don't believe that, quote, connection at all. So not only has he done reality television before, he was he is an actor. I mean, let him get his acting on, okay? He was more convincing than Porsha. And she's supposed to be an actress. Way of Keith, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Way of Keith says, Drew has a good voice for singing around the home, but she's acting like she's Whitney Houston. Also, Porsha being gay for pay isn't a surprise, to be honest. Okay, hold on. In regards to Drew having a good voice for singing around the home, now, I'm not going to let you do that. Way of Keith, she definitely has a beautiful voice. I'm not going to let you do that, but she doesn't have the career or the stats that K Michelle does to kind of downplay K Michelle singing. So, but Drew has a beautiful voice. I'm not going to do that. Okay. All right. Tree says, one of my favorite shows on OWN, Ready to Love. I couldn't get into Ready to Love. I tried. But okay. Hold on. Miss Awesome says, every time we call out a relationship for being fake, we're never wrong, even though it may take years to unfold. These ladies better pattern up. I mean, you're right. Have we ever really been proven wrong in regards to this? Not really. All right. Let's move on. Back to this. Let's get back to Portia's dinner event. So everyone's arriving, blah, blah, blah. Portia's man arrives, fine. Pinky arrives at Shamea's home. So we're having these two separate scenes. Shamea and Pinky are at Shamea's house, and this party's already happening. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is this really happening at the same time? Because why isn't Shamea already at Portia's house? But then you saw what Charles said, they were 8 hours late. And I'm surprised that Porsha didn't make a big deal about it. Because if that had been Nene, Nene would have been like, close the door. You're not coming in my house 8 hours. First of all, just in general, let's take reality television out of it. You showing up to my house 8 hours. We're already at the dinner table. I'm not doing it. And I get it. Portia's just like, we're filming a reality show. I'm gonna do, we're doing a group scene, whatever. But in reality, girl, why are you here? Like, why are you here so late? So Pinky, we're introduced to Pinky Cole, and she goes through her list of accolades, and she's a little boastful, but I think she should be. She should be proud of what she's been able to achieve. So she goes through, I've been in this magazine. I started this business. It's $100 million business. And, I am that girl in Atlanta. And she says, I met my boo in Atlanta. And she's on the board of PETA. Did not know that. And she's like, the only meat I'm eating is his. I don't know how I feel about Pinky Cole yet, y'all. I'm trying to keep an open mind. I don't know. That outfit, no, was a no. I did find it interesting, certain people that have issues with Pinky already, including Kelly. Kelly says that she's been on a few panels with Pinky, and she says that Pinky's not a girl's girl. And I was like, oh. And apparently Pinky says, oh, she sent her a DM and she left her on red. Oh. Okay, so like what's going on? So I don't know. Do you think that this was a smart decision for Pinky? I mean, at the end of the day, Pinky needs to make money. And I'm sure they paid her a decent amount to be on this show. But at the same time, I don't know. Missy P says, I do not like Pinky. Missy, you just met her. We really didn't have that much of her. Empress says, I got a bad feeling about Pinky. I kind of do too, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. Okay? Lee the Scorpio says, is Kelly a girl's girl? Like, girl, be for real. You already know how I feel about anyone who refers to themselves as a girl's girl. Usually they're not. Come on. Geraldine says, would you respond to a DM from Kelly, though? You're probably right. I probably wouldn't. Sorry, Kelly. Exactly. That's what it's giving now. Angel says banana waffles versus slutty vegan. I don't know. Is that what's happening because they both are restaurant owners? Patrick Bobby says, close your mind, Kempire. I have to keep an open mind. I can't be like the rest of y'all, all right? I know y'all think that Tauruses are stubborn, but no, I'm trying to keep an open mind. We didn't get a lot of Pinky, but I found out she's a Sagittarius, and I'm like, she's representing for the Sagittariuses. Just come on. Some people will be like, we don't claim her. You know what? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. All right, let me get through the rest of this. So Pinky arrives to Shamea's home. We get to know a little bit more about Pinky and what she's been able to do and create in her life, okay? Shamea then gets a phone call from her husband, and his flight has gotten rerouted from the bedroom upstairs. His flight has been rerouted, and he's stuck in Charlotte. I'm assuming that's what they call one of the rooms upstairs, the Hall of Charlotte, because Gerald was not coming to this event, okay? Back at the ranch, K. Michelle says that everyone knows Trey because Kelly arrives with this guy, Trey. Apparently, he's a man about town in Atlanta because everyone, including Angela, like, oh, yeah, I know him. Because apparently everyone has dated this man. All right. Charles jokes that we're waiting on SWV because they're waiting on Shamea to arrive. And K. Michelle's like, she's not having that. She is not taking that. She said that is not happening. She wants to make it very clear that she's established. She is not in the league of Shamea or Drew. And look, some people be like, oh, why is she doing that? Because it's true. Okay, it's a fact. She has platinum records. She's got gold records. She's toured. Like, she's an established artist. So, and she's one of the few that's been able to come from reality television and have a legitimate career outside of it. So I understand when she's like, don't put me in that same box. And he's like, and Charles Oakley's like, well, I would, play basketball with Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles if I have to. And some of you are going to say, well, K. Michelle, well, now you're on the same show as Drew and Shamea. Well, I'm sure they're not getting paid the same. Catch that tea. And I'm sure, look, I'm sure she's probably making more than Drew, and Drew's been on this show for 5 seasons. Catch that tea. I'm sure. Come on. Anyway, moving on. So, but here's the thing. K. Michelle says that Charles is an a-hole. And she's like, luckily, she likes a-holes. I'm already liking the little banter between Charles and K. Michelle. Okay, they have more chemistry than Charles and his own wife. I'm playing Angela. Calm down. All right, Fangela, calm down. Fangelas, calm down. I said what I said. All right, so Porsha talks about when she met Mike, and apparently she met him after the pandemic. That could be whenever. Like right now is after the pandemic. But a lot of the ladies are like, after the pandemic, weren't you married to Simon right before the pandemic? Mm-hmm. Yep. Didn't they get married during the pandemic? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So hold on. What else is said? So Charles, when Shamea arrives, is like, oh, y'all real 8 hours late. And then K. Michelle and Charles laughing about that when Shamea and Pinky arrive. All right. So Phaedra comments on Shamea's new body. So I guess Shamea must have had some work done. I didn't pay attention to any of that. Okay. So Phaedra makes comments in her confessional about Shamea's new body. Based on the commentary from the confessional, I don't know if you guys have seen it based off of the interviews that's been done recently. Phaedra and Shamea must get into it during the season. So it's not going to be surprising to me that we see a fallout, or in the confessionals that we're seeing some slight shade from Phaedra towards Shamea. And I don't know where that's stemming from or what happens during the season. So that's why it's important to realize and remember that the confessionals that we're watching are after they filmed for the season. So she makes some commentary about Shamea's new body. And I'm just like, Phaedra, you really can't talk about anybody. The V-Light says, Shamea's body looked the same to me. Me too. But she was talking about, people getting injectables and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, Phaedra, you talking about people a lot and still looking over there looking like an Instagram model, but okay. All right. Moving on. So Pinky says that Kelly left her on red as she's coming in. She said she sent her a DM, and Kelly says that Pinky is not a girl's girl. K. Michelle says she doesn't understand what's going on with Drew's man being in the phone, because she's like looking around the room and she's like, what's going on here? Drew's man's in the phone with a ring light. Shamea with a mohawk and a new body. Okay. And then she says the white lady with the white wig on. She's like, this is some Tyler Perry-ish. I mean, they are in Atlanta. For me, I giggled to myself. I was like, well, it's definitely like this whole situation is giving like, what is going on? These random mans that they got going on in here. She's got the lady playing the violin. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Look, with the violin, I got my little tiny violin. It doesn't work anymore. And y'all sent 2 people sent me 2 violins and they all don't work. Defective. Okay. DL says Shamea's butt is bigger. Is it? I mean, I guess maybe when she does an interview, they'll ask her what has she gotten done. All right. Her boobs look bigger, L says, but that's about it. Yeah, maybe. And well, here's the thing. She had it out in the open. So that's why I was sort of like, wait, are they bigger? Or is it just the fact that she's wearing something that's more revealing to them? But apparently everyone's saying that she did get some work done, which is like, at this particular point in 2026, does it matter? All these ladies are getting work done. Okay. Funky says, my girl, K. Michelle, was overstimulated. She really was. And she's just not used to this type of crowd. And she hasn't done reality television in a hot second. And this form of reality television. So, moving on from there, they play a game. Who did that? So Porsha leads this game. They ask the question about who made the first move in the bedroom. So Charles and Angela are talking about, how it went down for them. Who would start an argument just to do makeup sex? K. Michelle reacts to that, and she's like, sometimes she likes to poke her husband in order to for them to have makeup sex. Okay. Pinky and her husband talk about their relationship and how they had 3 babies in 3 years. And that's when she talks about, the only meat that she eats is her man's. I'm like, okay, all right, Pinky. Drew, when people ask about they're asking questions with the couples, and so Drew turns to Shamea and she's like, "Where's Gerald?" My thing is, Drew, you're doing a little too much because you can't be asking about somebody and their full-fledged husband, and you got a man in the phone. And you got a man in the phone, but this leads to a back and forth between Drew and Shamea, and Porsha is confused. She's just like, "I thought you guys were good." So, Pinky asked a question to Porsha and Mike. Have I forgot, she asked like a question about their sex life, and apparently they haven't had sex in like 9 months or something like that. So everyone's confused. They're like, "What?" So apparently Mike says that she nailed and bailed. Basically, I guess it was a wham bam and a thank you ma'am. I don't know. It's not, the math is not mathing when it comes to this relationship between Porsha and Mike. But then to lean into the acting of it all, they stand up and Kelly officiates. I don't know, what were they officiating? A marriage? The funniest part of that was when the ghost of Simon runs behind the screen. You're like, oh, what's going on? All right, fine. Mike jokes and he gets on bended knee. Okay, and that's when we see the ghost of Simon come through. Lord have mercy. Anthony says Drew asked a simple question. Shamea just on 10 PTSD. If you ask me, I definitely don't think that Shamea had to respond the way that she did. But at the same time, yeah, you shouldn't be asking any question, Drew, when your man's in the phone. Like, that's embarrassing enough. Okay. Anyway, okay. The Ghost of Simon had me, to me, that was the best part of the episode, the Ghost of Simon. Okay. So everyone makes jokes about Simon being in the house while this man is on bended knee to Porsha. All right. Porsha and Shamea talk about where their friendship is at. Okay. Drew reenacts that cringy. We did the recap and talked about Shamea's apology video that she put on YouTube. Even that, the Countess of Cringe was cringiest that day. And we played it for you, and it was just like, I can't. But Drew did bring up a valid point, because Drew pointed out that Shamea said that she went light on her during the reunion, so it didn't really feel like an apology to Drew. So Drew reenacts the YouTube video, which was funny to me. But yeah, so Phaedra says that Drew didn't really agree with the evidence that Angela presented. So Shamea is the one who brings it up, and then because Phaedra must have told Shamea about this conversation that they had after the reunion. But what I love, that this group was trying to come between the Taurus sisters, Drew and Angela. And Angela's like, I don't care about that. And Shamea's like, you don't care about that your friend did not believe your evidence? And what I love is because they probably already talked about it. And probably Drew was just like, Angela, I don't think this is going to land. Like, I don't believe this guy. I don't believe the information. So I can appreciate a friend like that. I can appreciate that. And I love the fact that they did not allow this group try to get in between their alliance. I don't know if it's a real friendship, to be honest with you. So they tried to come between, and Angela's like, I don't care about that. So Angela brings up when they were at the Hawks game that one of Phaedra's friends came up to her, and she's like, oh, I'm Phaedra's friend. I'm the one with the hands. So Phaedra claims that she pulled the security footage. Kelly had some funny moments in her confession. I'm not going to lie to you. Kelly had some funny moments. And Kelly says, so you were able to pull the footage and be able to hear the footage? Because, security footage, you're not going to have audio. When confronted with this information during the confessional, we know when Phaedra's lying. Phaedra, you think that you would be a better liar at this particular point in time. Phaedra's was like, well, I asked for the footage to be reviewed. Phaedra was lying. Do we believe that one of Phaedra's friends came up to Angela and said, I'm the one with the hands? I do. I believe Angela. Angela does not give me liar. From last season to this season, it definitely does not give me liar. And I do believe that Phaedra is shady. Is she the godfather of Atlanta? I don't know if she's the godfather of Atlanta, but she definitely is the scammer of Atlanta. She definitely moves funny. Okay, Cute Potato said, well, she's not a good lawyer. She's not. All right, win a case. I know she's probably still mad at Cynthia for that because people still say it. Foxy says that Angela is full of it. I don't know if I believe that. Okay, Miss Alex says, why do you lie? I don't know. Look, I don't know why they lie. So, so they're sitting back and they're having these conversations, and K. Michelle is overwhelmed by what's happening here, and she gets up and she goes to be with the guys. Okay, and the ladies are still going with their back and forth. Okay. So then eventually everyone joins the guys outside, and that's where Mike, like he's the man of the house, decides like, I want to thank all of you for coming. This has been, and it's just let my man speak. I mean my friend speak. And even when the group was like kiss, 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 even their kiss was giving like we've slept with each other, that we're very familiar with each other. It was very awkward. But some might say, well, when people are chanting for you to kiss, it is awkward when you know everyone's watching. Okay, in all fairness, maybe, but I just wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced. Arain says, Kelly and Shamea are extra cringy together, loud, screaming, and twerking. Well, guys, if you had to rate the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, how would you rate it? After recapping this episode, I'm like, it wasn't as great. It wasn't a bad start. It's just the first episode. I'm not going to judge the season off the first episode, but it was just okay for me. It was just okay for me. Way of Keith says the kiss was giving 7 minutes in heaven. You know, that kid game. All right. Coco says still giving it a 5. All right. Let me get to the super chats, guys. Don't forget, you can also support the channel just by liking today's video. We are going to take some calls before I read the super chats. And let me drop the call-in link for our members first. Live chat. We have over 2,000 of you here. We're almost at 800 likes. Can we get to 900 likes? And I will drop the call-in link for the general audience. But I already know our members alone will be able to fill this backstage up. But members, if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys right now. Once we get to 900 likes, I will drop the call link for the general audience, if at all. If we don't, we don't. You know, I'm okay with that if we don't. All right. So let me get to these super chats. Thank you guys so much for the super chats, the Venmos, the Cash Apps, any way that you support. Shout out to those of you that have been checking out the merch. Don't forget you can get our tour merch, but you can also get the Are You Okay merch as well, including the mugs, the travel mugs. All the things that you guys have been asking for are now available. Okay, so head on over to the description or go to houseofkempire.com. That's HAUS of Kempire.com and get your Are You Okay merch today. Okay, you can get the hats, all kinds of things. All right, let me say thank you, GC, for the super chat and for being a member. GC says, I have loved Mike since Ready to Love. He's very funny. Oh, okay. So people that know him from Ready to Love liked him. The Informed, thank you for the super chat, says Pinky and her red flip-flops. Oh, is that what she wore into that party? Oh, damn. Oh, Pinky. She's like, I'm going to be comfortable. Brandy, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Brandy says, Kelly is annoying, but she's good. But she is a good mom, and she did a good job on her daughter's room. I just hate the blonde hair in her daughter's head. I really do. Well, she's a kid. Look, she's a kid. She's experimenting. Okay. Naza, thank you so much for the super chat. Naza says, I was hoping to like Pinky this season, and now I'm hearing she's MAGA. Oh, I forgot about that. She said that she's not MAGA, but she does follow, was it Donald Trump Jr.? She follows a couple of the Trumps. So I found that to be interesting. Yeah. Mm. Miss Bernice, thank you so much for being a member for 46 months. Miss Bernice says, March Madness and the Pistons got me missing in action. Here for support. Love you. Thank you, Miss Bernice. I forgot it was March Madness. You can tell I don't keep up with the sports. Young Eartha Kid, thank you for another super chat. Let me shimmy. Young Eartha Kid says, that entire scene at Shamea's house was terrible. Acting and cringe behavior. From the extra AF, the extra AF shot a clock sign. What was the reason? Cardi B voice. To the phone call with Gerald. She knew, like he knew, he was never coming. Well, Ski G Ace, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Ski G Ace says, I need a chart of who are friends and who are mad at each other. I'm so confused. Kay joining the men was funny, but she knew these ladies were wild. I mean, I don't know if I need a chart. I kind of know who's who and who's mad at who. I feel like anybody can be mad at each other. I'm still mad that there was some sort of text exchange between Porsha and Shamea. They probably don't want to show that because it probably involves their mothers, which was brought up at the reunion, and we still have no resolution on what went down between Miss Mama Morton and Miss Diane. Polo Man, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Polo Man says, when I saw Simon run across the screen, I was like, who saw that? It was scary as hell. Scary as hell. V, thank you so much for the super chat. V says, Shamea is already on my last nerve. Thank you for being a member of V and for the super chat. V says she's on my last nerve. Guys, we will be right back. Today's brought to you by our friends over at RHOA. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Well, our friends over at RHOA has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, RHOA might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effect management, dosing support, and more. RHOA offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing RHOA as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot? Why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on RHOA. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on RHOA. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. And we're back. Again, more information on all of our sponsors will be available in the description. I saved some of your comments. You guys were cutting up in the live chat. Way of Keith says, let's not talk about the mothers. Oh. I feel like that's the only way that we could actually heal this relationship, Keith. Keisha says, is Jamal coming? No. Is Gerald coming? No. Laughing out loud. Hilarious. Anto says, I love the text reenactment / mime. Here's the thing. When I first saw it, I thought it was funny. But then when I thought about it, I was like, wait, so we're not going to get to the bottom of what was even said in that text message. That's when this morning I thought to myself, I was like, no, I don't like that. Like, I thought it was funny at first. And then I'm like, wait a minute. So we're not going to get to the bottom of what was said in that text message because middle fingers were pointing up. And I'm thinking about for the viewers. Like, we're not getting the full content. Like, the reality we're not getting. We're getting these renamans on this show. Miss Taj says, not I saw your live and then went and watched the episode. Just finished and you're still live. Working hard. We've been live for an hour and a half. Thank you so much. And Any Forever says, Shamea is too passive aggressive. Like, just be real instead of talking to others and in confessionals. You got a point. That's the Countess of Cringe for you, though. That's the Countess of Cringe. BAW says, question, Kempire. During K. Michelle and Porsha's scene, why was K. Michelle's ring on her middle finger and not her ring finger when you said that she got married a couple of weeks ago? You asking me to tell you that? But I'm glad you pointed it out. I don't know. But again, she was filming a promo for her new single. So maybe that could be part of it. I don't know. Okay. All right. So, members, I did drop the call-in link for those of you that want to call in and share your thoughts on the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget, you can also hear this recap along with special episodes that we drop all the time on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe today. We just dropped a special episode yesterday. So be sure to check that out. We're talking about a bunch of different hot topics. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Make sure you're subscribed as well. All right. Let's get to some of the callers that are backstage. Please keep in mind the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, TheKempire LLC, or any of our sponsors. Everything that they say is alleged and of their own opinion, and they agree to abide by the timer, and they agree not to cuss. They agree not to say anything derogatory that will get us banned from these YouTube streets. Okay. Let's bring up Lee first. Lee, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I am liking the season so far. The intro was so cute. I love the Cynthia turnaround. I just thought that was perfect.
Yeah.
But it seems like this season we're going to get a battle of the likelihood. So Kelly and Pinky have something. So they're both what do they call them? Restaurateurs. Then you have Angela Oakley and Phaedra. They're, older women that are beefing. And then you have Shamea and Porsha, best friends that are beefing. So it seems like the likelihoods are K. Michelle and Drew, two singers beefing. So it seems like it's going to be a lot of that. But I'm excited for the season. What I did notice is that they are playing up the graphics a lot more than the other franchises.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if that has to do with Black women being the demographic, if they think that they have to do that, because when I'm watching Rhode Island, they don't have any of that going on. They have like clip photos,
Yeah.
and that's about it. They have like collages, but that's about it. So that's something that I noticed. It's not really taking away from the storyline too much, but it could if they do too much about it, But we'll see. I'm excited for the season. I'm glad that they're back. And I'm a bad beep apologist, so I love me some Porsha. So
Okay.
but that's about it. She looks so good, but everybody looked good. But yeah.
Thanks, Lee.
All right, talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. I think part of that, in regards to the graphics, we have to remember that these cities are produced by different companies, so they have a different approach when it comes to reality television. So we see some of this graphic play and editing in Potomac, and that's because both shows are produced by Truly Original. So it's probably sharing the same editors. So, but we do see some of this playing with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So we do see some of that on Salt Lake City, and they produce also RHOA, the same producers that produce Salt Lake City. Rhode Island is produced by the same people that produce Beverly Hills and Orange County, Evolution. So that's something to keep in mind. Same network, but different production companies. All right. Miss Alex says, yes, the graphics are a bit too much. I'm not mad at that Simon jump scare. I mean, I was scared for me. I would, luckily I have a good horde, but I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So that's probably why we're seeing that. All right, guys, we're almost at 900 likes. I'll drop the calling for the general audience in just a second. We have our members that are backstage. I'm going to bring up Demi next. Demi, what did you want to share?
I love how no one believes Angela's age, because for the last caller to say her and Phaedra were older women was hilarious. Because allegedly she's supposed to be the same age as Porsha,
Yeah.
from what I understand, right?
Yeah, in her 40s.
But no one believes it because it doesn't appear that way. But anywho, I absolutely love K. Michelle as an addition. I think I'm really gonna enjoy her. I'm looking forward to seeing her. She might be the only reason why I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
And I wouldn't mind seeing more of Portia's house also, just to be very honest with you. I would love to see more of Portia's house. I'm really getting tired of the relationship between Angela and Charles. I don't mind it, but I don't like the where it seems like one person's not telling the truth all the time. I don't like that.
Okay.
That's like, then which is it? Did you go upstairs or not? Did you want? He's like, no, you went to your car. I just don't like that. Being confused, and it looks bad on her because it's like, we're watching. She's the housewife that we're watching, so we support her, and it looks like she's being dishonest now. So I don't know what to believe. And then like, why is he denying it? I don't know. It's too much. And Shamea looks really thirsty. I don't know. I don't think it's a money motive. Maybe more of a motive to be more like
ego.
I can't get the words out today. You know what I'm trying to say.
Like ego. Like to feed her ego. She wants to be famous.
Yeah. So it just seems really non-genuine and just really putting it on. Thank you.
Thanks, Demi. Take care.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to drop the calling for the general audience as well. General audience, thank you so much for liking the video. Keep liking the video. It's an easy free way of supporting not just me, but other channels as well. We have 2,000 of you watching on multiple platforms. Shout out to X. We have quite a few of you watching on X as well. Don't forget, guys, we also dropped a video earlier today giving you another update on another moment that happened in Brandy's new book, Phases, that people are talking about. So be sure to check out that video. I have pinned it in the live chat here on YouTube. So there are a lot of moments, and a lot of you have been asking us to launch a book club. I think this is the perfect book for us to unpack. I've already read it, so I want us to read it again so we can unpack some of what is coming out in this book. All right, let me bring up Bernadette next. Hold on. Bernadette, what did you want to share?
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you so much. So, basically, I think I took about like about a 30-day break from everything Bravo. So I'm just catching up, and I'm a member, so I just wanted to say hello. Nice
Thank you.
to see you again. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
It may have been an unintentional Lent type of thing, but whatever. I definitely want to catch up with this new season of Housewives Atlanta.
Okay.
But I'm curious to know, are you going to be doing some more videos about the summer house situation?
Well, it's so funny that you say this, and I swear to you guys, I'm not paying Bernadette. Tomorrow, when I recap Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I'm going to talk about what I've been watching because I've been watching season 10 of Summer House. So I will talk about Summer House tomorrow.
That's amazing. So I'll definitely be there for that live if you are going live.
Yes.
And there's so many layers to it that I feel like it needs to be spoken about.
And the Summer House fans have been coming for me. They're like, you can't say that you haven't watched season 8. No, you guys are catching me up. You guys are catching me up.
You can objectively see facts and know what they are for what they are. And it's a lot of mess, and I can't wait now. Okay, it's Easter Monday. I can't wait to get back into it. So I'll see you tomorrow, honey.
Thanks, Bernadette. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. So for those that I am going to recap Rhode Island tomorrow, not today. I just have things going on today, and also it's better for me. 2 lives. I want our Black Sundays back. I don't appreciate that they've infiltrated our Black Sundays. Anyone else? But I'm not going to do 2 lives on a Monday. I'm just going to put Rhode Island on Tuesdays, and we'll recap Rhode Island on Tuesdays. Okay. So for those that didn't know, and that's the other thing, some of you probably didn't even realize that they released a new episode last night after Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that will be the new time for Rhode Island. But you know what Bravo was doing? They literally did that intentionally. So if you were watching Beverly Hills, then you ended up probably watching Rhode Island, and then you probably added Rhode Island after that. So that's a nice boost for them. And now they're going to get another nice boost from another demographic. You think they ever do that for a Black show on Bravo, or a person of color show on Bravo, that you see they switch around trying to nab all the viewers? I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Let me get to some other people. Nicole's backstage. D. Nicole, what's going on?
Hold on, Kempire. Let me walk out my office.
Oh. She's at the. Can you work on Easter Monday?
Child. Anyway, but I'll make it quick. So, um, I feel like this season is already a lot lighter than last season. I will say that it's a little heartbreaking seeing Shamea and Portia still not getting past whatever, but it makes sense. I
Yeah.
had a friendship breakup this year, so it was kind of like, but I feel like my friendship breakup can be reconciled.
Oh.
Theirs is just done. But
Mm.
next time you do like a relationship live, I'm gonna jump on and I can tell that story and
Yes,
get
because
your
I'm
opinion
interested. Look,
on
you
it.
see my face, right? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm gonna get your opinion on it. I feel like it was a misunderstanding, but we'll talk.
Okay.
But
What
I
was
feel a
what
lot.
was
I
that
feel
friend's sign?
uh she's a Virgo.
Ah, understood. I'm on your side.
Period. Thank you. But yeah, we'll talk. I feel like you'll get it, but I feel
Oh.
like this season will be a lot lighter.
Mm,
And K Michelle, she is my favorite right now. I
mm,
love her down. And my mom is a Delta like her, so
mm.
I was like, I'm automatically gonna love her.
Oh.
And Pinky, I'm hopeful for her. And Kelly and Shamia, they make my ears bleed when they're together. So no, thank you. Shamia can go. And that was crazy with the champagne and the like. Are you okay? Don't answer
Yeah.
that. We know the answer.
Yeah. Mm. D. Nicole, thank you so much for
Bye.
calling in.
Bye.
Bye. I've been itching to do another like relationships live, and when we do relationships, it doesn't have to just be about love relationships. I want to hear this. Aren't you invested? You're like, what happened with her best friend? Well, her good friend. So Essie says, stop. Virgos make great friends and worst enemies. I didn't say that they make terrible friends. You're assuming a lot, Virgo. All right, Makai is backstage. We're gonna bring up Makai next. Makai, what did you want to share about the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. I actually have a good things to share. Surprisingly, good
Oh,
thing.
damn.
I think this episode was a solid like 7.5, 7 to 8, like 7 to 8.
Mm.
The humor definitely made up for some of the weak moments because why do we have two full Shamia scenes?
Oh,
Why?
damn.
We had two full solo Shamia scenes. That's why they showed the trailer the way it was because they knew that we would not want to see a bunch of Shamia. Anyway, um, on to my thoughts. Love K Michelle bad. I think her and Pinky were great additions because it feels like we're back to the roots of the show, which is genuine friends in a circle. Doesn't feel like they just picked up random people and threw them and say, "Hey, let's make a cast." Like, no, I feel like a lot of these women would be friends in a circle.
Mm.
Now on to Drew. Y'all know I love me some Drew. I think that her and K Michelle are the same level of famous in the black community. Like they're black famous. They're the same level of famous, but K Michelle is a way bigger artist. Now I love K Michelle. Don't
Mm.
get me wrong. I love K
Mm.
Michelle musically,
Mm.
but I think her and Drew are the same level of famous now. I
Oh.
can't give them. I see both sides. I say that. I see both sides. And oh here's my last thing I want to say. I have some news about Pinky. I'm gonna just leave it at she is I'm gonna just say allegedly she is not someone you want around with your business because she may run up a tab on it. Now that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh.
And
Oh.
on my last note, I'm gonna just say I like Kelly. I think she's a great person to go against Portia because Portia needs somebody to go up against. I'm tired of Portia not having nobody to go up against. We need somebody that ruffles Portia's feathers, and Kelly doesn't.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Makai.
Thank.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I heard, now she running up a tab. Now she running up a tab. Brandy's backstage. We're gonna bring Brandy up next. Brandy, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are
I'm
you?
well. How are you?
Good. I was just gonna say, K Michelle, I think is like a really polarizing
Hmm.
person, but she's such good entertainment. I think she's so talented and she looks real good these days, and she's funny, but she tends to like toe the line between bully sometimes, like.
Mm.
I just remember her hitting Mimi over the head with those flowers
Oh yeah.
and throwing that candle at Rashida. And then she was like hooked up to her IV, chasing Lyrica around the venue in LA.
She's trying
And
to make you guys forget that stuff.
well, I ain't forget. And then Paris threw like that threw some drink in her face because she said she stole her credit card for Uber. It's just like she's so talented, but she be having so much mess going on.
She gonna block you.
I don't care. But we should be in for a good, entertaining season, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, because you want more of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, Brandy. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Bye. Brandy says she want more of that. Okay, let's bring up Tyler next. Tyler, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta's premiere?
First and foremost, I loved it. I just gotta defend my good sis K Michelle, my Memphis sister. Each situation she was justified. Rashida got what she deserved because you told her she was not abused. Let's be clear here. You told her that she was not abused and made a mockery of her abusive situation. So she got what she deserved. When she was chasing Lyrica Anderson, you were saying she was getting dropped and she wasn't writing her music from Atlanta. Well, she was justified now how she took it. Hey, Michelle is the example of taking it too far. But she was justified. But I do like her. I do like her in this role. I loved her and Charles Oakley. I'm going to be honest. Shamea is very cringy, but I don't want her off the show. If that makes sense. I feel like the dynamics of, I do feel like her and Kelly, they're annoying together, but I do feel like their friendship is genuine.
Yeah.
They formed a genuine friendship. I'm excited to see real friendships and things going on this show. And I can see that Porsha and Shamea still have love for each other because they still were kind of like looking at each other for each other's approval when they said certain things. Porsha, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to take it back because I know a lot of people love Porsha. But there needs to be a presence of an OG because Porsha cannot anchor a show. She's bringing, you being the OG should not be starting it off with fake storylines. I'm sorry. It's just like Porsha needs somebody there for, to help her anchor this. And unpopular opinion, I know everybody loves Drew now. I'm sick of her. I would love to see Drew finally get an A-list acting role or something like a show. No, and I'm not being shady when I say this. I think Drew is an amazing actress and she sings down. I would love to see her finally get like a sitcom or something on Netflix or something like that. It's just that she just does not find her footing with these girls. And I'm tired of her trying to force her way into storylines. And it's no strike against her. It doesn't work. And she ends up being bullied by everyone because they know she's trying.
Here's the thing in regards to rewinding back to what you said about Porsha not being a good anchor. We have to remember, what about Phaedra? She's also there. She's been there as...
I was getting there. I was getting there.
Well, your time is up, Tyler.
I'm sorry. I see absolutely no reason for Ladra to be there. Liar, Phaedra, no reason. And y'all better watch Angela. I know everybody loves Angela, but Angela wants to fit in with Phaedra and Porsha, so she's going to align with whatever they say because there's no way I'll be around somebody that said that they would sleep with my husband and be kikiing with her and beefing with her enemy. But that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Bye. I had to point out, like, you have to also keep in mind, Phaedra's also there, not as a friend of. She's there as a full-time cast member. They have 8 cast members. 8. Okay. All right. Let's bring up Keith now. Uh-oh. Virgo.
Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What's going on?
That's good. So what I want to say is, first with Angela, it's clear that Charles doesn't really like her. He may love her, but he doesn't like her. He just tolerates her. And I'm pretty sure there's no prenup. So that's probably why he really tolerates her, because he doesn't want her to get half of what he owns. But also, I really don't think Angela really mind that Porsha, the whole situation about her saying she would sleep with Charles, because clearly from the evidence, Charles would sleep with everyone. I mean, just from what I see at least. But also what I want to say is Drew, don't get me wrong, I don't think she's a bad singer, but I don't think, like, I'm not saying like she's Candy bad, but she just, she just is what it is. I mean, I don't really listen to Drew. I never hear anyone really say, hey, turn on that new Drew album, turn on that Drew song. It was cute for like a good 2-3 days, but then, that was it. But what else? Also, Portia. Um, I don't know. I don't feel like she's really faking this storyline. I'm gonna be honest because
Oh.
from Portia's history, it does seem like she dates a lot. She dates around. Take that as you want to. Man, woman, he, him, they, them. I don't know, but she definitely dates around. So I don't think this is fake. I just think it's part of what she's really doing in her life, dating around. But also, lastly, what Shamea, have you ever disliked someone, Kempire, because they were just so annoying?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to say it's because they're annoying because you're going to sound mean because they didn't do anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think Portia doesn't like Shamea. I think Shamea is just annoying to Portia, and Portia don't want to say she's annoying. But that's about it.
Thanks, Keith. Wow. What I was thinking when Keith said, have you ever met someone that just annoys you? Yeah, and they were Virgo. Sorry, Virgos, calm down. Calm down. We love each other. All right, let me bring up Taurus Sun. Taurus Sun understands where I'm coming from. Taurus Sun, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Oh,
Yes,
how are you?
Virgos are annoying. I just wanted to say that this episode was good. I was excited for it. Portia looks beautiful, amazing. Her situation with that lady, I'm gonna say it's for the show. Shamea looks crazy. I don't know. She's trying too hard for me. I'm here for K Michelle. I like with K Michelle. I like everybody else. Watching Charles and his wife, it's cringe watching them because it's like she tries to make him be affectionate to her, and that's sad. You know, how long y'all been married and he's still not affectionate? That's a problem. Pinky Cole is a little weird to me. I mean, she do need to be on the show. I mean, if you're gonna charge $30 for a vegetable patty on a bun, yeah, girl, you need the money, but you need to find a stylist because she was looking crazy. But that's all I wanted to say. It was a good episode. I'm excited for it. We need Black Sunday. Yes, Black Sunday, Black Sunday.
Yes.
You know, I get it. We just need Black Sunday, period. With everything else that's going on in the world, I need something to begin my week for. So I appreciate you, Kempire. Get something to eat. Us Tauruses, we do need to eat. Our season is coming up. I'm excited.
That's why I
You
drank
have a good
this
rest
real
of your
quick.
day.
That's why I drank this real quick. I'm ready to
Okay,
eat.
you have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thanks, Taurus. Bye. And that's why I had stuff left on my beard. I was like, let me drink this up real quick because I need a little something. All right. Let me say thank you. We had a couple of super chats. Thank you all for being here. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Keep liking the video. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Jennifer, thank you for being. Jennifer, I need to twerk for this super chat of $50. Jennifer, look, look, twerk. Shimmy, down the pole. Jennifer, thank you so much for your generous super chat. Jennifer says, been watching from the bushes, always looking forward to seeing what you have to say. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. See, honestly, that's how I would be on YouTube too, watching from the bushes. That's how I would be. But I appreciate all of you that are in the chat. Okay, I appreciate the engagement. Rita, what's going on, Rita? Rita, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Rita says, just started watching. Thank you for recapping on this Easter Sunday. Kemp, and happy Easter. This RHOA episode had me so confused. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Love from Germany. Thank you. You know, I need to get to Germany too. I haven't been to Germany in several years. No, that's not. That's a lie. I mean, here I'm lying. No, because I went to Germany. Okay, no, I guess it is. What, like 3 years? I haven't been to Germany. That was the last time I went to Cologne. I went for their Pride. So it's probably like 3 years since I've been to Germany. Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for another super chat. Young Eartha Kid says, so happy you're doing a summer house rundown. I will be tomorrow, guys, because I'm in the middle of watching. I think I'm on episode 7. And I have to say, I'm a little engaged. So I have my thoughts, and I get it. For the summer house stands that have been watching since the beginning, some of what I will say, but like, well, Kempire, if you watch this, please understand. I get it. Just understand, I don't have the time right now to go all the way back. I'm gonna probably recap up until the reunion. Okay, so calm down. You guys will call in. You'll be in the chat saying, "Well, Kempire, he did this back when," and blah blah blah. Understandable. Tomorrow we'll talk about it along with Rhode Island. Thank you so much, Young Eartha Kit. Brandy, thank you so much for the super chat. Another super chat. Brandy says, Rashida definitely deserved that candle thrown. Wait, that God. Rashida definitely deserved that candle thrown at her and then some, but I knew Kay was crazy when she hit Mimi over the head with those roses. That was out of pocket. K Michelle definitely has a little bit of she's not all there. I will admit that to her, but that's Pisces. Pisces have that little thing about them that you know, they do. They definitely do. Okay. Thank you guys so much for 1,000 likes. Let me get to the rest of these callers. Anthony's backstage. We're going to bring Anthony up next. Hey, Anthony.
Hello?
Anthony, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Anthony?
Hello?
Can you hear me, Anthony? I can hear you. Uh-oh. Anthony, call back in. Look, Anthony, call back in. I just dropped you, Anthony. Let me send a little note on here. Hold on. Let me send a note. Anthony, call back in. Because I think something was happening. Call back in. Okay. All right. Let me bring up Audrey next. Audrey, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So I sent you a DM in your Instagram, so I'm probably going to be repeating myself. So I was at the premiere party last night.
Yes.
Premiere party. So okay, so you'll read what some of the tea I sent to you. So it was really good.
Okay.
Cynthia was there, Kay was there. So I just want to say a couple things just really quickly. Clearly, K. Michelle was like the breakout star. You could hear everyone laughing at all her one-liners, especially the Tyler Perry one. I think she's going to be a really good fit. I wanted to see if you notice the moment that like Porsha like whipped her head and kind of like, you know, got Kelly together about she and Shamea's relationship and how Shamea sat there and said nothing, right? And so where was the whole, Kelly and I are BFFs? Then why did you get your BFFs back when Porsha was eviscerating her, right?
Yep.
So I caught that moment. And then not to body shame in the opposite direction, but when Porsha was wearing that outfit
With her
at the
boobs.
dinner, and literally her nipple was coming out on the other side when she stood up, especially that side profile. The women in the room at the party, like one woman leaned over to me and she's like, is Portia's nipple coming out? I said, oh, I think it's covered with tape. Like the women in the party were like, oh my God, like what is she wearing? You could hear like a whisper. And so I just think it's a lot. I don't know what Portia's going through, but it's like, I don't know when she became, I know she's queen of Thoughtlandia, whatever, but like, it's a lot. And so I'm just saying, it's like there's a lot going on there, but like I'm excited about this new season.
You bring up a valid point because I wonder, is that an appropriate outfit to wear for a couple's event when people are bringing their husbands?
Exactly. There were a lot of men there. I wonder, you know, with the other callers, I wonder if they feel the same way. Again, I don't want to body shame in the other direction, but it was a lot. And like literally her boobs were like coming out. And so I don't know what she's trying to do. But anyway, it looks
She's
like
trying to get her next husband, and it might be yours.
Oh, please. He really is known in Atlanta. Like he really does get around. He dates a lot of women. I see him all the time at the Publix.
Wait, which one? Trey?
Homeboy, the one that she came to the party with.
Mike,
he's all around Atlanta. He dates a lot of women. So yeah, and he's an actor, like one of the other callers said. He's an actor.
Ooh.
So
did y'all recognize Trey though? Because apparently Trey also
I didn't recognize Trey, but I definitely recognize Mike. And so he's like, yeah, he's an actor, and he's like, you know, and so that's I was you know, when I saw him, I was like, everyone knows like he's an actor in Atlanta, like trying to get on. But anyway, so like it's you know, I think it's going to be a good season. I personally think K. Michelle is going to be the breakout star. Cynthia looked amazing last night. She lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And she looks incredible. K. Michelle's really beautiful in person, but I'm excited to see like this new K. Michelle. I think she's going to be calmed down from the love and hip hop years. So I just want to warn people. I don't think we're going to get the throwing a candle in Rashida's face, shaking the table K. Yeah. But I think we're going to get this elevated K with a really good one-liner. So I'm excited to like the smart one-liners, you know, like witty, like Nene. So I'm excited to see that. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks for giving us the boots on the ground.
Yeah, check your DM. I put in the pictures and everything.
Noted. Thanks. Thank you so much, Audrey. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Let's try Anthony again. Hold on. Anthony, are you there?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Anthony calling from San Diego, California. How are you today, Kempire?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I've been busy with
Uh-oh. Anthony, it went out. Uh-oh. Anthony, are you got T-Mobile? Now I can't even hear you. Oh, damn. Not the T-Mobile. It's the T-Mobile. It's giving us this. What is going on? Poor Anthony. Anthony, are you at work? Oh, Anthony. Call back, Anthony. We'll try you again. Because Anthony was struggling with that. I was like, what in the T-Mobile? All right. Namaste Jay is backstage. Namaste Jay, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta? Namaste Jay, I can't hear you. Oh, she dropped out. Damn, is something going on? Is something going on today? Let me bring up Cynthia. Cynthia, are you there?
Hi,
Oh,
Kempire. How you
whew.
doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. I got Verizon.
Oh, damn.
Happy Passover, Penka Kempire.
Wow, you too. Wow. Okay, Cynthia, the shade.
Happy Passover,
You
Kempire. I
too.
didn't watch tonight's yesterday's episode. Thank you for the recap. I don't know. Did you remember Kay Michelle and that guy, her husband? They were on marriage boot camp.
Yes.
Did anyone bring that up? Yeah.
Yes.
I hope it's a good season. Yesterday's episode, was it good? Maybe I can watch it.
It was. I think you should watch it. I definitely think you should watch it.
Okay.
I think you would like
I'll
it.
give it a chance.
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance. But other than that, Kempire, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for calling in. Have a good day.
Take care. You too.
Bye. She said, I mean, that alone killed me. She said, I got Verizon. Shout out to everyone that got their things. I get it. T-Mobile works in certain places. Not everywhere, though, apparently. All right. Guy's backstage. We're going to bring Guy up next. Guy, what did you want to share? Guy, are you there? You're muted. Guy. Oh, Guy dropped out too. Oh, apparently people are struggling today. It could be StreamYard. It could be all kinds of things. Okay. Leah says, Kempire, as a Virgo with T-Mobile, my self-esteem is in the toilet now. y'all have tougher skin than that, though. Okay. Virgos have tougher skin than that because I've been dragging y'all for years and y'all still here. So stop it. Okay. Thank you guys so much for all the likes. Tiara, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Tiara says, hey, Kemp, I'm late to the live, but Kelly paid a decorator to do her daughter's room. She posted it on her page at the time. I enjoyed the first episode. Oh, I didn't think that Kelly did it herself. But I'm glad that you clarified that. Well, she did a good job. Where's Kelly? I get it. She's a restaurateur, but is the money that good? I'm just asking. I mean, good for her, because it feels like the money is good over there. She's very, what's the word? She's very, what's the word? The word's like on the tip of my tongue. She's very, like, she's into celebrating things. And I can appreciate that about her. She's very festive. That's the word. She's very, very festive. Let me try Guy again. Guy, are you there? Guy, you're muted. Guy, hello? You're backstage, but you're muted. Guy, I can't hear you. Guy. All right, Guy, I'm gonna have to drop you out because you're not saying anything. All right, Guy, sorry. We tried. Look, we tried. Antho says, isn't Kelly in debt? Well, no, I don't think she's in debt, but she does have some issues with her ex-husband in regards to money and all kinds of stuff. But she might be in debt. Allie says, hold on. Allie Margaret says, Kempire is always beating us Virgos down hard. But here you are. K-Baby says, Virgos like a deal. That's why we got T-Mobile. You're right. Ateka says, I like Kelly. She's me on TV. Okay, Ateka. I don't mind Kelly, to be honest with you. I don't mind her. I can see the cringe, but her cringe is not as bad, I feel like, as Shamea. But the combination, ooh, over it. Carolina says, you've been dragging us Virgos, but we still here because we know who we are and y'all are wrong. We have a lot of Virgos in the. Shout out to all the Virgos, okay? It's not your season, though. Shout out to the Aries, and then you know what's coming up in just a couple of weeks. Taurus season. tourist season. On that note, I appreciate you all being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. I will be live tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon, recapping Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and I'll be talking about Summer House as well. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you're following me everywhere, because I usually will post a reminder on X that I'm going live, and I'll post it on Blue Sky. I'll also post it on Threads. I will see you tomorrow. I need to go get caught up with everything Summer House, because y'all, X, when I talk about Summer House, they be getting their feelings about it. Ali says, Kempire, you know it's always Virgo season, and that's the problem. Look, that's the problem. Brady, thank you so much for the super chat. Brady says, since it's not clear where Kelly's money comes from, let's hope she don't end up in prison like her fellow alumni. Well, damn. Damn. Well, I hope not. And we do know at least she has a legitimate business. But I just, okay. Fine. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our subscribers. Those of you watching in the bushes, we appreciate you as well. Those of you that are not subscribed yet, get subscribed. You're missing out. We don't just talk about Real Housewives here. We don't just talk about reality television. We talk about everything in pop culture. So be sure to check out our video that we dropped earlier today, giving you an update on another portion of Brandy's new book, Phases, that everyone's reacting to. And it has to do with Rodney Jerkins and Beyonce. I also talk about some other elements in the book, like Clive Davis, sparking this beef between her and Monica. There's a lot to unpack, and I'm talking about it in today's video. So be sure to check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, it's pinned at the top. Wait, let me see what you guys rated this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me see how you rated it. Let me refresh. All right. And if you haven't voted in the live chat poll on YouTube, vote right now. I'm going to end it in like 2 seconds. Not bad. For the premiere episode with over 1,700 votes, you guys rated it between 7 and 10. That's 56% of you. 36% of you rated it between 4 and 6. And 9% rated it between 1 and 3. That's with over 1,700 votes. All right. I'm ending the poll. Not bad. Congratulations on this season premiere. We will be recapping it every single Monday here in the channel. So make sure your notifications are on. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone. And check out the description for all of our sponsors.
Here we go now.